Good morning. I'm Kate Snow. Bright and early, Joe and Savannah have the morning off today. Right now on Morning News Now, brutal heat, the extreme temperatures gripping much of the country, now entering a second week. While relief is on the way for some Americans, millions more are about to be in the path of a new heat wave. Just how dangerous this heat has been so far and what's expected from coast to coast in the days ahead. Plus, the hot, dry conditions out west fueling a massive wildfire in California. The situation on the ground as flames burn out of control and thousands of people are forced to leave. New calls to declare monkeypox a public health emergency here in the U.S. That comes after the World Health Organization called it a global health emergency, what that declaration means, and what doctors are learning about the disease. Up in the air, a bill that would protect the right to same-sex marriage is in jeopardy. It passed the House, but it faces a tougher battle in the Senate. The latest on the push by supporters to get enough Republicans to back that bill. And making a difference, a Florida man cleaning up nearly a dozen tons of trash in his community. It's all to protect the mangroves, key to South Florida's wildlife. How he started that project, plus the weirdest piece of trash that he has found so far. We'll get to that, but we begin with the oppressive heat gripping much of the country as Americans across the country saw more record-breaking heat over the weekend. 18 cities across the country set or tied record highs this weekend, including Newark, New Jersey, which saw a record 5 consecutive days at or above 100 degrees. And this morning, 41 million Americans are once again under heat alert. While some much needed relief appears to be on the way today for the Northeast, for the Midwest, you're looking at the West Coast and Pacific Northwest. They're expected to see dangerously hot weather this week, beginning today, with highs topping out at more than 100 degrees in some areas. And in California, those dry, hot conditions fueling the state's biggest wildfire this year, the Oak Fire near Yosemite National Park, burning out of control, forcing thousands of people to evacuate. We have full coverage of all of it this morning, including the latest on that fire. NBC News reporter Gary Grombach is in D.C. with record-setting heat in the Northeast, and meteorologist Michelle Grossman is ready with the forecast. Michelle, let's start with you. It sounds like the Northeast, as we said, it might catch a little bit of a break finally, but things are really warming up out west, right?
Yeah, you have it exactly right. Hi there, Kate. Yeah, we're going to see relief tomorrow in the Northeast. It's going to come at a price, and that's going to be some really strong storms later on this afternoon. We're watching a cold front that's going to move through, but we are looking at coast-to-coast heat because now the Pacific Northwest will see the heat this week. 41 million people impacted from the Pacific Northwest through the middle of the country, Oklahoma City, Little Rock, Jackson, and then Boston and Philadelphia. You have another hot day ahead of you before we see that relief come. So there's that coast-to-coast heat in terms of the numbers. We're looking at triple digits, 103 in Fresno, 97 in Portland today. Tulsa, you're going to feel like 107 when we factor in that humidity, feeling like 110 in Houston this afternoon, and it will feel like 105 in D.C. So it's going to be steamy and stormy in D.C. as we go throughout the afternoon hours. And then we stay so warm in parts of the south central states in the Pacific Northwest. Tomorrow, we're looking at 108, 100 degrees in Salt Lake City, 95 in Corpus Christi, and 103 in Dallas. Keeping it toasty, too, in Oklahoma City on Wednesday, 102. Triple digits for Spokane in Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Las Vegas, you will be into the triple digits, too, throughout most of this week. Now, here is the stormy part. We have a cold front that's going to be moving through. We had a tornado watch earlier this morning in Pacific Northwest, in the northwest portion of Pennsylvania, but we're looking at heavy downpours with this line of storms as well, and that will impact the mid-Atlantic, the I-95 corridor as we go throughout this afternoon into the evening hours. 53 million people at risk. We're going to see winds gusting over 65 miles per hour. That could cause damage on its own and also some hail. So, Kate, we're looking from Bangor, Maine, all the way to Richmond, Virginia for the chance of some of these strong storms. Back to you.
All right, Michelle, thanks so much. And while the West Coast is bracing for that extreme heat, there is that state of emergency this morning in Central California. Hot, dry conditions are fueling a massive wildfire, the Oak Fire, burning out of control just outside of Yosemite National Park. The flames forcing thousands to evacuate. NBC News national correspondent Miguel Almaguer has more.
Another wave of destruction. The Oak Fire more than doubling in size to 14,000 acres. Now the state's largest wildfire of the year, ravaging everything in its path.
The fire has gained exceptional acreage overnight.
peak fire season hitting hard in the rural community of Mariposa. Over 6,000 forced to evacuate as Governor Gavin Newsom declares a state of emergency. With containment nowhere in sight, the billowing plumes of smoke are visible from outer space. These are the new sounds of summer. The crackling of bone-dry brush, the result of California's mega drought, promising more hellscapes ahead as temperatures keep rising. More than 2,000 firefighters working around the clock to beat back flames. But thousands of structures remain under threat. Crews spread too thin to stop all the homes from burning.
Oh, this is horrible.
Rodney McGuire captured this video as he lost it all. His family's home for generations gone, along with his collection of classic cars. All he has left is support from his neighbors.
I still haven't absorbed this. I've got another 50 messages, and I've been just trying to get my strength back to even read them. I just don't know.
Another small community overmatched by towering infernos, just hoping for a break from forces out of their control. Miguel Almaguer, NBC News.
So hard. And in the eastern part of the country, temperature records, as we said, were broken this weekend. The nation's capital has really been feeling the heat, officially marking its hottest weekend of the year. NBC News correspondent Gary Grombach is there for us. Gary, wow, it looks like you're staying a little cool in front of that fountain. Tell us about the latest in D.C. and the heat emergency plan in place there.
Kate, it was hot this weekend. It's going to be hot today. And in some parts of the country, it's going to be a very hot week. Here in D.C., we hit a real feel with included humidity, 103 degrees yesterday. That was the highest it was all weekend. And these heat emergencies and heat advisories, as you said, have been hitting from Boston to St. Louis. Really, almost 90 million Americans this weekend saw a heat emergency. Now, in every city, what that means is something different. Here in D.C., what it meant is pools like this got to stay open for a few hours longer. It also means the city is throwing their resources behind opening up cooling centers and checking on the elderly and the homeless population across Washington, D.C. But it's not just D.C. We spoke to somebody in Dallas who said it's heat they haven't seen before.
You know, in the 21 years I've been here, we've definitely had hotter summers. So this one is, you know, it's right up there in the record books. We've seen cities open up their cooling centers. We've watched our neighbors, you know, control their water that they've used for their gardens. But really, it's just great to see people helping each other out.
Now, it is not just hot, it is record-breaking hot in some parts of the country. In Newark, as you mentioned, 101 degrees. Boston, Massachusetts saw 100. Kate?
And Gary, I know there's already been at least one heat-related death in New York over the weekend. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, there was one heat-related death due to heat exposure in New York City. We're told that person had some pre-existing conditions. It's an important reminder to check on the folks that are elderly in your life, check on your neighbors, don't leave pets outside too long, and to stay hydrated during all of this heat.
And we said farther north and west, a prolonged heat wave is going to peak during the second half of the week. What are you hearing about cities that are preparing for the dangerous heat?
Yeah, they're doing very similar things, very similar to what Washington, D.C. did. They're opening up the cooling centers, they're extending pool hours, and it's the tips from experts that you hear all the time. Stay hydrated, get to air conditioning if you can. If that means go to a cooling center, go to a cooling center. Call your 311 if you need to find a cooling center. But sources tell NBC News the best way to beat the heat, go to your local ice cream shop and enjoy some ice cream. Kate?
Or just jump in that pool right in front of you. Is there anyone there? Can you just do it?
That works too.
Okay, Gary, thank you. Appreciate it. Let's turn now to the monkeypox outbreak. The World Health Organization says the spread of monkeypox is a public health emergency of international concern. That's a major shift from the organization's stance just 1 month ago when the panel held back from giving the virus that designation. The general director says the WHO was unable to come to a consensus this weekend, forcing him to make the decision by himself. This is what he had to say.
We have an outbreak that has spread around the world rapidly through new modes of transmission, about which we understand too little and which meets the criteria in the international health regulations. For all of these reasons, I have decided that the global monkeypox outbreak represents a public health emergency of international concern.
This all comes as the Biden administration considers whether it will also declare a public health emergency here in the U.S. and after 2 cases of monkeypox have been reported in children by the CDC. Officials believe those cases were spread within households, but they're continuing to investigate that. Let's bring in NBC News medical contributor Dr. Kavita Patel for more on all of this. Dr. Patel, great to see you on a Monday morning. I think so many of us are wondering, how concerned should we be about monkeypox? It sort of feels like, what else is going to hit us? And also, who's vulnerable? And help us understand how it spreads.
Yeah, Kate, of course it feels like what else can happen to us on the heels of COVID and so many other things. Number one, I think we just need to have our awareness heightened. That's really critical. It's something that we can control, especially if people seek out testing, vaccination if appropriate. Getting to your point now, what to look for. What we're seeing is really interesting. The more common clinical syndrome that's been seen across the world previously has been a fever, some lymph node swelling kind of in your groin or in the neck area or armpits. Having that flu-like feeling sounds very familiar, right? Then followed by a rash. There are many cases that are being reported and some that I've seen where we're seeing the rash first, very painful rash. Can happen literally anywhere in the body, but more common areas are in the oral area around the mouth or in the extremities, the arms and hands. So if you have a rash that's just unusual, Kate, period, or if you've been in an area where you know that there's been somebody with monkeypox or heard about somebody with monkeypox, get tested. We now have testing that's widely accessible. Takes several days to get back, but it's something that we should keep on vigilance. In terms of high-risk groups, we have been really talking about groups that have had travel to areas, but that no longer is relevant, Kate. This is really everywhere. We're seeing community spread. So talk about high-risk behaviors. We talk about this certainly with gay, bisexual, and transgendered individuals who have had multiple sexual contacts. But I want to expand this. Again, thinking very broadly, this is a disease that is easy to spread, and it's something that happens with prolonged contact. So unusual rashes, unusual symptoms. Just present yourself to a healthcare professional. We can test you.
And not to get too graphic here, but over the weekend you helped me understand that it's really about the rash or the body fluids, I guess, that are coming out of that rash, right? It's contact with that's the main reason it's spreading?
Yeah, this is really a prolonged contact. So let me just distinguish this from, for example, COVID or some other diseases that we've become, infections that we've become familiar with. It's not something from casually walking by somebody or even just casually touching a doorknob. This is something of prolonged contact. Think anywhere from hugging, kissing a household member, sharing common household items like toothbrushes or bedding or clothing. And then, again, sexual activity or just any contact, but it has to be with something that has usually a rash and usually some of that secretion, that kind of fluid that comes off of a rash.
Okay. The White House has been criticized for not moving quickly enough on this virus. Here's what the coronavirus response coordinator, Dr. Ashish Jha, had to say about the response.
I do think monkeypox can be contained, absolutely. The way we contain monkeypox is we have a very simple, straightforward strategy on this, right, which is make testing widely available. We have done that, and now testing is far more frequent and common.
It was slow.
Get vaccines out. Yeah, but we have right now the capacity to do 90,000 tests a week. I'm sorry, 80,000 tests a week. That's an extraordinary number. We're going to be releasing hundreds of thousands of more vaccines in the next days and weeks. So there is a very substantial ramping up of response that is happening right now.
Dr. Patel, is that all enough?
No, it's not enough. And certainly I would say 2 key actions the administration could take today, and the World Health Organization declaring a public health emergency will certainly help. Number one, we should be looking for other ways to consider surveillance. We did this with wastewater and COVID. We need something analogous to that. And then number 2, we need to be pushing common sense information, things that you and I are discussing right now, Kate. We need to be pushing this to all Americans, including America's clinicians, because many of us are not aware of when and whom and how to look for this, and to think much broader. Don't just look in particular cities and areas. We should be looking for this everywhere and in very different forms than what might be studied in a textbook.
And just quickly, we've heard so much about this being spread by men having sex with men. And for some, that response, this whole response is sort of reminiscent of the AIDS pandemic in the 80s. Is there a comparison there?
There's a comparison in which we have unfortunately discriminated and might even limit access to testing, treatment, vaccines, and life-saving therapies. And I think that's absolutely on point, Kate. I think I lived through that, from calling it gay-related infectious disease to HIV to AIDS, and I do not want to see that carnage over again. Good news here is that the majority of cases are self-limited. That is good news now. We can contain it, and we can do it today.
Dr. Kavita Patel, always great to have you with us. Thanks so much. Let's get to the latest now in Washington. As President Biden recovers from his COVID diagnosis, Biden's physician said in a letter released yesterday that, quote, his symptoms continue to improve significantly and that, quote, his predominant symptom now is sore throat. The White House doctor also said the president continues to tolerate treatment well. We will continue Paxlovid as planned. NBC News correspondent Maura Barrett joins us now from Washington with the latest. So, Maura, good morning to you. What more can you tell us about the president's condition this morning? And is he going to have a full schedule from the White House today? Do we know?
Good morning, Kate. So this is day 4 of isolation for the president at the White House. And that sore throat that you mentioned is actually something that the doctor indicates in his letter is a good sign. He says it's a sign that the virus is clearing out of President Biden's body. And so over the weekend, we didn't see any photos or videos of the president. So that's something we'll definitely be looking for today. But we're told that he worked a little bit over the weekend as well as rested. We heard that he had worked 8+ hour days on Thursday and Friday last week. And the White House did release a schedule that he'll be receiving his daily briefing. That's obviously done in private, typically on his working days. And he's also going to be delivering virtual remarks to an organization of Black law enforcement executives today. It's unclear if we will see that on camera, but it is a sign that he will be working virtually. The other thing we learned from that letter from the doctor over the weekend is that the president most likely has that BA.5 variant. That's the one that's sweeping the country, infecting, causing nearly 80% of COVID cases right now. And so it's something that we're learning from research is more resistant to antibodies from vaccines. But experts are telling me, doctors emphasizing that even when you're vaccinated, double boosted, like the president was, it's a good thing that he had that protection, because even though he got infected, that could be what's preventing him from getting hospitalized or anything worse.
Yeah, it's a good message. Maura, let's switch gears and let's talk about the fallout from the January 6th hearings. Are they having an impact on former President Trump's support within the Republican Party? And looking ahead, could we see potential challengers against Trump emerging for 2024?
There absolutely has been an impact, which is kind of interesting to see, because as I'm talking to Republican voters, a lot of people find the January 6th hearings are not something that they're interested in watching. But the former president is. He's been watching it. He's been reacting on social media, his version of social media, and he's been talking about it at rallies. We saw him over the weekend in Arizona talking about it. And new polling actually late last week shows that 1/3 of Republicans want nothing to do with him and talking about the hearings. They're not encouraged by his message. Looking backwards, quite frankly, he's concerned about the 2020 election, whether it was fair, and what these hearings show. And so that could be really dangerous for him.
All right, Maura Barrett, thanks so much. Appreciate it. On Meet the Press Sunday, former Vice President Al Gore talked about the Biden administration's efforts to combat climate change. Plus, a House January 6th committee member called on the Justice Department to open a criminal investigation into former President Donald Trump. Here are some of the highlights.
Good morning on this week's Meet the Press, the climate crisis. I spoke with former Vice President Al Gore as dangerous heat waves spread across the globe. Plus, the January 6th committee details former President Trump's refusal to stop the violence at the Capitol that day. I spoke with Congresswoman Elaine Luria, a member of the committee, about those 187 minutes. And finally, the Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, joined us to discuss inflation and whether we should brace for a recession. Here are some of the most important answers from Meet the Press, compressed. Let's talk about the issue, though, that I think is probably the biggest challenge, and that is political will. And it's not just in this country. If the United States can't be a global leader here, who will?
The United States must step up and provide leadership. And of course, President Biden's been trying to do that. He has a 50-50 Senate, really a 49-51 Senate on everything related to the climate. And a razor-thin majority in the House. You know, the climate deniers are really in some ways similar to all of those almost 400 law enforcement officers in Uvalde, Texas, who were waiting outside an unlocked door while the children were being massacred. They heard the screams, they heard the gunshots, and nobody stepped forward. And God bless those families who've suffered so much. And law enforcement officials tell us that's not typical of what law enforcement usually does. And confronted with this global emergency, what we're doing with our inaction and failing to walk through the door and stop the killing is not typical of what we are capable of as human beings.
Public sentiment on climate is certainly, in some ways, growing more urgent. And you've made notice that rank and file Republicans are growing more concerned about the climate. But, you know, public opinion is on one side on abortion, is on one side on guns, is on one side on climate, and yet you see that it hasn't mattered to some of the decisions that are made in our politics. How do you break through this?
Well, you're exactly right, and public sentiment is changing, but our democracy is broken, and in order to solve the climate crisis, we're going to have to pay attention to the democracy crisis.
The Justice Department, are you seeing any signs? I know you've been among those frustrated about what appears to be a lack of a criminal investigation. Do you see any signs that one's been opened?
I sure as hell hope they have a criminal investigation at this point into Donald Trump. I have no direct knowledge of the status of their investigations, but what I'd say is, I can tell the Department of Justice is watching our hearings closely. So, Merrick Garland has already told us he's listening, and if he's watching today, I'd tell him he doesn't need to wait on us, because I think he has plenty to keep moving forward.
What's the number you're most focused on that will give you a better indication of where this economy is headed?
What a recession really means is a broad-based contraction in the economy. And even if that number is negative, we are not in a recession now. And I would, warn that we should be not characterizing that as a recession.
Some of the highlights from Meet the Press are thanks to Chuck Todd for those interviews this week. By the way, the Fed is expected to announce another interest rate increase on Wednesday, trying to tame inflation. We'll be keeping a close eye on that. And also Thursday's release of the U.S. GDP for the second quarter. It could show negative growth in the U.S. for the second straight quarter, which economists use as a potential sign of recession. Coming up on Morning News Now, Pope Francis making a historic visit to Canada to apologize to the Indigenous community on behalf of the Catholic Church for abuse that happened at schools the church ran. How his trip is being received by Canadians. That's up next. This morning, Pope Francis is in Canada for what he has called a, quote, trip of penance. The Pope landed in Edmonton yesterday for a week-long visit where he's expected to apologize on behalf of the Catholic Church for abuse suffered by Indigenous children at mostly church-run residential schools. NBC News senior national correspondent Jay Gray is in Edmonton for us. He joins us now. Jay, good morning. This is the first visit by a pope to Canada in 2 decades. Why is he making the trip right now? And talk to us a little bit about what more he's expected to apologize for.
Yeah, Kate, and the Pope has been pushed on this for decades, various popes, to come to Canada to make this apology. And the Pope has agreed to do that after a group of Indigenous leaders visited the Vatican earlier this year and urged him not only to make the apology, but to do so on Canadian soil. And so that is the reason for this 6-day journey to Canada, where he will spend time with not only Indigenous leaders, but survivors of some of that accused abuse at some of the residential schools. We expect to hear the formal apology a bit later this morning, as he is visiting with some of those survivors at a former school. What are the abuses? A wide range. Accusations of pulling families apart, taking children and placing them in these residential schools and separating them from their families. There are accusations of both physical and sexual abuse to children, and what many people here call cultural genocide by assimilation. And so the Pope expected to address a lot of those issues when he makes that first and formal apology later this morning and as he continues his trip.
And Jay, I know there's been a mixed response so far from Indigenous leaders there. What are they saying about the visit? Is an apology going to be enough?
For some, it frankly will not be, Kate. And you're right. There has been a real mixed reception to this trip and to the acknowledgement by the Catholic Church, most saying that it's a good start, but it comes way late. Let's listen to what one of the indigenous leaders and an elder said after meeting briefly with the Pope upon his arrival yesterday.
And that's a part of the problem we've had with the church, is that they have not been really including us in the proper planning of this process. It's been very unilateral, and we don't feel that it has been about survivors. It has been more about the church.
I think this visit is kind of long overdue. Maybe it's something that should have happened many, many years ago. Maybe the start of reconciliation would have started then.
Yeah, and look, a lot of those survivors and leaders saying that they need the tools, not only the words, but the tools to move forward, including, some say, compensation from the church.
Jay, I have to ask, we see the Pope in a wheelchair on this trip. How's his health? Could this maybe be the last big trip we see for him?
Yeah, it certainly has that potential, Kate, and especially to North America. Look, he's struggling with mobility and health issues. He's had knee problems, ligament damage, and has refused surgery. He is going to be in a wheelchair throughout the duration of this trip. And while he's going to travel a lot, his schedule will be limited in the sense that he won't have a lot of public appearances. And when he does, those will be restricted to perhaps an hour and an hour and a half. So they're really doing everything they can to try and manage his health on this journey.
All right, Jay, thanks so much for being there. Appreciate it. More international headlines now. Ukraine says they are moving forward with plans to start exporting grain despite continued attacks by Russia. NBC News foreign correspondent Molly Hunter joins me now from London with that and more. Good morning, Molly.
Kate, good morning to you. That's right. Starting off in Ukraine, Ukrainian officials say preparations are well underway to restart grain exports out of Black Sea ports. A day after that deal was signed on Friday, 2 Russian missiles hit the port of Odessa on Saturday. Now, Ukrainian officials say they'll be able to export 60 million tons of grain over the next 9 months. But attacks like they saw this weekend will disrupt that. President Zelensky saying the attacks show Moscow can't be trusted to implement the deal. Now, moving to Japan, a major volcanic eruption has forced the evacuation of 2 towns on the southern island of Kyushu. Japan's weather agency raised the eruption alert to the highest level of 5, advising anyone within the volcano's radius to evacuate their homes. And finally, over the weekend, responding to record temperatures here in the UK and really across Europe, big crowds came out across the country to demand faster climate action. Now, protesters staged a sit-in here in London in front of the Parliament, and in Glasgow staged what they call a die-in, laying down, listing climate-related causes of death, including famine and water scarcity. But, Kate, we're going to be watching those record high temperatures really across southern Europe through the week. Kate?
Yeah, it's not just in the U.S., it's over there too. Molly, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Coming up, the Senate expected to take up a bill that would protect same-sex marriage. We'll take a closer look at the push to pass that bill and its uncertain future ahead. Plus, if you've traveled this summer, boy, you have probably had to deal with your share of flight delays or cancellations. And while the pilot shortage is only a piece of the problem, we're going to tell you about a new effort to change the rules to keep pilots flying longer. We're back now with the ongoing fallout from the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, a ruling that has shaken up the Biden administration's agenda on Capitol Hill, with lawmakers considering new measures to protect constitutional rights established by the court, rights that could potentially be in jeopardy. Now, for context, the House last week passed a bill that would federally protect an array of marriages, including same-sex marriages, with considerable Republican support. But in the Senate, it still faces an uphill battle. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg weighed in on the vote and the effect that it had on him.
I don't understand how such a majority of House Republicans voted no on our marriage on as recently as Tuesday, hours after I was in a room with a lot of them talking about transportation policy, having what I thought were perfectly normal conversations with many of them on that subject, only for them to go around the corner and say that my marriage doesn't deserve to continue. If they don't want to spend a lot of time on this, they can vote yes and move on. And that would be really reassuring for a lot of families around America, including mine.
NBC News reporter Julia Jester joins me now with more on these negotiations. Good morning, Julia. Good to see you. So it's called the Respect for Marriage Act. It passed in the House with 47 Republican votes, a rare moment of some bipartisanship on the Hill. Now Majority Leader Chuck Schumer in the Senate is saying that he wants to bring it to the Senate floor for a vote. Does he have similar support over in the Senate?
Officially, no, not yet. But Democrats already have 5 Republican yes votes, which is half of the votes needed to cross that 60-vote filibuster threshold. As it stands now, the bill in the Senate is co-sponsored by Republican Susan Collins of Maine and retiring Republican Rob Portman of Ohio. And ones that are likely to support it are Tom Tillis from North Carolina and Ron Johnson from Wisconsin, who said that they'd support the bill most likely, with Johnson a bit more reluctant, saying that there's no reason he wouldn't support it, but he did call it unnecessary, which is what several Republicans have said who are leaning no. Additionally, Lisa Murkowski said she's open to reviewing the bill and is waiting on that final text, but her office notes that she supported marriage equality in the past. And so while there are some glimmers of hope for Senator Schumer, he's going to have to really do some work to get the momentum over the finish line for some Republicans who have said they don't view the bill as necessary or that it should just be left up to the states.
And the future of the bill likely comes down to Minority Leader, the Republican leader, Mitch McConnell, right? What do we know about his considerations at this point, especially with midterm elections around the corner?
Yes, so McConnell, who isn't afraid to not respond to reporters when they ask him about legislation, did not do that when asked about this bill. He notably said he's going to delay announcing anything until he sees what Schumer puts on the floor. But that openness is kind of a potential bright spot for Schumer. Now, the act puts McConnell and Senate Republicans in a tough, precarious spot ahead of midterms, with more than 70% of Americans supporting legal same-sex marriage. You don't want to go against that, right, as McConnell leads his party. But he himself has sought to downplay these cultural issues in the midterms and instead focus on President Biden and inflation. And so coming out on the record himself or other Republicans could play into the hands of Democrats who seek to portray the Republican Party as a retrograde and wanting to strip away modern rights. And so the bill, which also provide some safeguards for interracial marriage, with McConnell himself married to an Asian American woman, really puts Republicans in this tough spot. And so if McConnell does decide to greenlight the bill or even vote for himself, it could nudge other senators to vote yes. And he might be reluctant to give Democrats a bipartisan win ahead of this fall, even a small one.
Julia Jester tracking all of it for us. Julia, thanks so much. Appreciate it. It has been, do I need to say this, a chaotic summer travel season. Flights are overbooked, they're delayed, they're canceled. Some say a nationwide pilot shortage is partially to blame, and they're trying to change rules that force pilots to retire at 65. MSNBC anchor Lindsay Reiser has more.
It's the summer of travel chaos, canceled flights and seemingly endless delays, thwarting Americans' long-planned getaways.
It's crazy because it's just like they just cancel.
Many airlines point to a pilot shortage as the cause of the turbulence, but some in the cockpit say they're being forced out by what they call an arbitrary law.
We are losing thousands of pilots in upcoming months.
Pilots are currently forced to retire at 65, which means 13% of them will be out of work within 5 years. But the largest pilots association denies there's even a pilot shortage, citing the 8,000 new commercial pilots in the last 12 months as an increase from recent years. Still, lawmakers led by Senator Lindsey Graham are working to raise the pilot retirement age from 65 to 67, a change that Captain Dan Goebel would welcome.
It is the perfect solution for the reason that we've got a logjam right now.
But Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg has said he wants to look at other ways to strengthen the pilot pipeline.
Look, these retirement ages are there for a reason, and the reason is safety.
Do you feel like you were at the top of your game when you were forced to retire?
Absolutely.
Patty Marsh was the 10th female pilot hired by her airline. She didn't want to hang up her commercial wings in 2020 either.
If any occupation ought to be able to perform after age 65. It is airline pilots.
Is age really the best indicator for how well a pilot can fly a plane?
Oh, not at all. It's a terrible indicator for how somebody flies a plane.
Dr. Gary Kay wrote a cognitive test to determine a pilot's fitness to fly. Currently, only those with certain medical conditions like ADHD are required to take it. I tried my hand at it.
And if it's arrow direction, you're going to match to the direction of the arrow.
Border color. Oh my, okay. So it's that fast. Okay, arrow color. Oh, the air traffic controllers would hate me. Pilots over the age of 40 already have to get a medical certification every 6 months. But Dr. Kay says everyone over 65 should also take a cognitive test.
Not every day you're flying is blue skies and sunshine and no wind. It's the day when things aren't so good and there's a lot of air traffic and there's bad weather and something's not functioning properly in the plane. You want somebody who can make decisions and reason.
Lindsay Reiser, NBC News, New York.
Coming up, beachgoers have been dealing with an ongoing problem this summer, shark sightings. We're going to take a look at new technology being used to keep beaches safer and keep the sharks away from the shore. Plus, a Florida man is picking up trash in his community in the hopes of saving a crucial part of the environment. He joins us up next on the growing attention he's getting for that project. Well, how's this for helping out your community? Our next guest saw pollution building up in the mangroves on the Florida Keys, and he decided to do something about it. Andrew Otazo has now removed more than 10 tons of trash over the last 5 years. 10 tons. His campaign is leading to action from local lawmakers as well. Andrew Otazo joins me now. Good morning, Andrew. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Tell us about how all this got started.
Well, my work started about 5 years ago because I would walk into these incredible habitats, the mangroves all along South Florida, and they were absolutely full of trash. And no one was doing anything about it. So just like I said, 5 years ago, I decided to methodically begin picking up trash in Bear Cup Preserve in Key Biscayne. And I've been at it ever since.
And you just go out there on your own in a boat and gather it up?
I usually hike in, but I also will kayak in, depending on whether I'm working on an offshore island or somewhere that's accessible by land.
So mangroves, I know them because my parents have a place in Florida, and I kayak in the mangroves too. They're really important to the local ecology, right?
Yes, extremely important. First of all, they serve as a buffer. Whenever hurricanes or large storms hit land, they soak up all that energy and all that water. But also they are very important as rookeries for birds, and basically all the reef fish that live offshore begin their juvenile stages within the mangrove roots, not to mention all the other animals that depend on it.
What's the reaction been like from your community? What do people say about what you're doing, and would they like to see more people help you?
The reaction has been incredible, very edifying. In a time where everything is so partisan, I feel like I've received support from across the political spectrum. I've had hundreds of people come out and volunteer. And honestly, it's been an incredible experience for a guy who was just started picking up trash in the swamp. And I never expected that anyone would be interested in what I'm doing, much less would want to join me.
I just saw you with a traffic cone that you were carrying out. I have to ask you, because like I said, I kayak in mangroves. I've seen a lot of things like chairs, all kinds of stuff. What's the weirdest thing that you've found?
I found a body bag, no body, thank God.
Oh.
Yes, I've found, but again, everything you could imagine. Just the other day, I picked up a mattress. There's, in Cuban culture, there's the quinces or the quinceañeras, where, you know, Cuban girls have their coming out party. So I found a quinceañera dress.
Oh yeah, we're seeing it right there, I think. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, it's just everything you could possibly imagine. Again, the sides of container ships, car parts, furniture, everything.
And sad that it ends up there. And good for you. Good for you for cleaning it up.
Thank you.
Andrew, thank you so much for sharing with us.
It's my pleasure.
Well, a popular New York City beach was closed again because of shark sightings over the weekend. It comes after more than 24 attacks across the country this summer. Now, some beaches are turning to a high-tech solution to spot sharks before they get too close. Drones. NBC News Now anchor Erin Gilchrist has that story.
Take off. They are the eyes above, looking for dangers below. How much of a game changer has this been for you?
You know, it really is a game changer.
A fleet of drones over New York's Jones Beach on Long Island searching for sharks. Lifeguard Carrie Epstein is also a drone pilot.
To be able to put an unmanned aircraft like a drone up in the sky, 75, 100, 125 feet, and look directly down was a point of view that we've never had before.
The drones launch 3 times a day and are not only looking for sharks, but also large schools of fish that may attract sharks.
If we have a sighting or a potential sighting, we're able to pop that drone up in just a matter of minutes and then make a decision on whether or not we feel it's safe enough to open up the water.
So far this year, there have been at least 25 shark attacks in the U.S., 6 of those off New York beaches, the most recent one this past week.
Dun, 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 dun. Jaws, sharks. Not interested.
New York's governor is now ramping up the use of drones.
What you are seeing, is there anything in this picture just yet that would be alarming? Or
as far as marine life goes, still scanning the shoreline, nothing of concern, no large schools of fish, no sharks.
While lifeguards are using drones to help keep people safer at the beach, scientists are also using drones to better understand how people and sharks do and don't interact.
Drones have become a really common tool in science, and we use them basically every single day.
Chris Lowe runs Shark Lab at California State University, flying drones over shark hotspots in Southern California. Where are they? Exactly where lots of people love to swim.
Sharks and people are together on a daily basis, and sharks have kind of learned to ignore people. We have footage of juvenile white sharks up to 8 or 9 feet long swimming right underneath surfers who never knew they were there.
Lowe's research showing sharks may be more drawn to swimmers over surfers and paddleboarders because swimmers slap and kick the water.
What we rarely see are people being consumed. And that clearly tells us humans are not on sharks' menu at all, but they do occasionally make mistakes.
Science and safety soaring above swimmers, trying to ensure it's safe to go into the water. Aaron Gilchrist, NBC News, Long Island, New York.
Time now for some financial headlines. More relief on the way at the gas pump. CNBC's Contessa Brewer joins us now with that and more. Good morning, Contessa.
Good morning, Kate. In fact, I just filled up this morning, and it was noticeable how much prices have come down. An industry survey shows the average price of regular unleaded falling 32 cents over the past 2 weeks to $4.54 a gallon. Prices down 55 cents over the past 6 weeks, but still, it's $1.32 higher than a year ago. Analysts say the cost of crude oil is also falling, and further declines are likely as lower prices for wholesale gas make their way to the retail level. Uber is accepting responsibility for covering up a data breach in 2016 that affected 57 million passengers and drivers. This is part of a settlement with federal prosecutors to avoid criminal charges. Uber admits personnel failed to report the hacking to the Federal Trade Commission, even though the agency had been investigating the company's data security. Prosecutors say Uber waited about a year to report the incident after installing new leadership. Consumers are trading down to, oh no, say it ain't so, cheaper beer brands as inflation hits their wallets. The Wall Street Journal reports retail sales of economy beer rose more than 5% in June, with Busch Light, Ice House, and Milwaukee's Best making the biggest gains. Last year, sales of economy beer, quote unquote, fell 11%, while retailers, and not the brewers, set prices. By the way, Anheuser-Busch says Busch Light is priced higher than the other beers in that cheaper segment and closer to mainstream beers like Budweiser. It sounds to me like Busch is protesting too much. Like, no, we're not an economy beer.
We're not an economy. We're not a cheap beer.
And by the way, I'm not a brewer. Oh, wait, yes, I am a brewer.
Oh, wow. I'm going to let that pun go. Wow. All I could think of was the Beast when you said Milwaukee's Best.
Oh, is that
college
just memories coming
back? Like in college, it was the Beast. Yeah. Well, okay. Contessa, thank you. Appreciate the beer report. See you soon. This week marks the 69th anniversary of the end of the Korean War, a 3-year-long battle that killed tens of thousands of Americans, a conflict often known as the Forgotten War. But now in 2022, all these years later, there's a new effort underway to help people remember. NBC News correspondent Rahima Ellis has that story.
For nearly 30 years on the National Mall, 19 stainless steel soldiers dressed for battle have stood in tribute to Americans who served in the Korean War.
That's Thomas McGallan.
A new exhibit is opening nearby to honor those who died.
I knew so many that were killed. He was about the same age.
About the same age?
Yeah.
88-year-old James Butcher joined the Army at 17. When he got back home, he felt duty-bound to thank the 36,574 Americans who didn't. As you stand here at this memorial, what goes through your mind?
Happy that they're being recognized here.
From 1950 to 1953, Americans joined South Korea in a brutal battle against communist forces for that nation's right to exist.
It shows sacrifice.
90-year-old William Ali's friend was among those killed. Ali enlisted in the Marines at 18 and, like Butcher, was determined to seeing the wall built. What do you want people to think about when they come here and see this wall?
I want them to think about the humanity cut short, what might have been, who they were, most of them young, and they made a sacrifice.
Emmett D. Moss.
Two of those killed were especially memorable to young Sergeant James Butcher. He sent Janice Krimis on patrol and never saw him again. Another friend, Emmett Dale Moss, died in the Battle of Pork Chop Hill. He named his first son after them.
There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about those my friends. And so that it's something that sticks with you.
Building the wall was personal for Richard Dale, too.
My grandfather's still missing in action, and this memorial is my hallowed ground, too.
More than 7,000 Americans missing in action and 7,200 Koreans who fought alongside are also named on the wall that a grateful South Korean government paid $17 million to build, an enduring wall of gratitude.
They made a sacrifice. They had a higher calling.
A calling not to be forgotten. Rahema Ellis, NBC News, Washington.
Coming up, an American dream made reality. A first-generation college student getting her diploma thanks to the hard work of her parents who came to the U.S. from Brazil. How she dedicated her graduation to them. Up next. Welcome back. Disney is bringing back another shimmer of magic to its theme parks this summer, with one family favorite experience getting a modern makeover. After being closed for 2 years, the Bibbidi Bobbidi boutique shops at both Disney World and Disneyland, where kids can get made into their favorite Disney princess or prince, they're set to reopen at the end of August. But the company is saying Bibbidi Bobbidi bye to the previous Fairy Godmothers in Training title for the workers. Instead, they're now going to be called Fairy Godmothers Apprentices, part of an inclusivity push, as men will be working at those shops for the first time, helping children once again become their favorite characters through royal head-to-toe transformations. That's a lot of fun. And finally this hour, a heartwarming story of a first-generation college graduate whose American dream became a reality in 2022 this year, thanks to the sacrifices her parents made decades ago.
Just after the graduation ceremony at New York's Fordham University this spring, 22-year-old Tiffany Ferreira was celebrating. But in this emotional moment, it wasn't just about her own success. She was honoring the people she says made it all possible, her parents. Look, there she is, putting the cap on her mom, Andrea, then taking off her gown and wrapping it around her dad, Wellington. The special gesture moving her little sister Lauren to tears.
Lauren, in that moment, what were the feelings?
It was just like a beautiful moment to share, like, all of the hard work that not only she did, but my parents did for her. They didn't go to college.
It wasn't just your degree.
I wouldn't have the degree without them. All their hard work, their support, all their love throughout the years.
Tiffany's parents came to the U.S. from Brazil in the 90s. And like so many immigrants, sacrificed so the family could lead better lives here in America, always putting an emphasis on education.
What have your parents had to give up to get you to that graduation?
So my dad worked in construction and painting, my mom in housekeeping. They literally sweat every single day and just provide us with everything we need to succeed.
And you wanted to say thank you.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Their American dream finally realized when she became the first in her family to get a college degree. Tiffany hopes her story will help other children of immigrants to imagine what might be possible.
I think that being a first-generation college student is difficult. So many students may think, oh, because my family didn't, I'm also unable to go to college. And I really hope that, this video now inspires people to try. They can do it.
I just love that message. You can do it. An update on Tiffany, by the way, she already has a job in digital marketing and she's busy planning her wedding for this fall. Congrats to her. That does it for this hour of Morning News Now. The news continues right now.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.